Women today, I think part of this is the feminist movement. Again, some people may not like some of what I have to say here, but I think that men need to feel like they're strong and they're powerful and respected in order to be healthy. And so if men don't feel that way, if they don't have a spouse or a partner or people in their life saying, you're great. Like my wife is so amazing. My wife is like, I'm so proud of you. I love you. Great job. Go get them, Tiger, sort of things. But there are a lot of women who are very destructive and critical and breaking down. Now there's another side of this too in Chinese medicine, that for a woman to be expressing the proper amounts of progesterone and estrogen, they need to feel pursued, protected, provided for, and beautiful. And that actually helps balance those hormones out. But I think that that's a whole nother, anyway. So, I mean, these are a lot of times we don't think about these mind-body connection issues, but they are a huge deal. And I think an even bigger deal today, because you add things one on top of another, like all three of those things, the chemicals, the poor diet, the not doing hard things, the psychology of it, I think they're all adding up.
Why do you think it's so polarizing to say that men should be men and be strong? Like the fact that we have to sit on this podcast and put like a disclaimer and say, oh, this is going to hurt people's feelings.
Who the fuck's putting a disclaimer on?
No, I'm just saying, like, the fact that you even have to like worry and like it's like laser tag that you can't say
because some of the
men
women
should be strong. It's so fucking wild to me. It feels like I'm in the Twilight Zone.
Because there's a large group of women that get offended with the idea that there could be a difference between men and women's energy, right? And men too, right? And those, I would say some of those people are the ones responsible for men being such bitches, right? Because the guy gets beat down, he doesn't want to hear about it anymore, and he goes, okay, whatever.
Well,
and then
the
that's what
man
happens.
has to take accountability too.
Sure, but both. But here's the thing, like you can have equality and you can sit in your masculine and feminine power and recognize that men are biologically different than women. Yep. Not a controversial statement, in fact. And people can sit in each of their feminine and masculine. I work with a ton of women, right? Yeah. There's no reason that I have to walk around the office and act feminine. I could still be a man and still work with women and still respect them and vice versa. And I think that this idea that men have to kind of maybe not act as their masculine selves, or women have to be more masculine themselves, or vice versa. That's strange. That's not how we've evolved.
Well, you know, I think there are some people that maybe haven't quite thought of this. I was thinking about this the other day, but and again, I think this might sound somewhat spiritual, but I think it's a force of evil that culture in general, when you have an evil culture, they try and make men more like women and women more like men. They try and make people the same. And I think we were uniquely designed by God, and all of us are very unique individuals. And I think the reality is there's a lot of unhappy people today because they're trying to be something they're not. If you will be the happiest when you do what God designed you to do, when you're using your unique gifts and talents that no one else has in the world. And if you're a man, being a man, if a woman, being a woman, and if not, you're going to be unhappy and you're going to be miserable. If you're trying to, it's an example of this. If you have somebody who is, Shaquille O'Neal is built to play basketball. Michael Phelps, who I had the opportunity to, speak with some. I mean, he's built to swim. I mean, if you ever see his body, he is built to swim. And so if he, and I think again, that brings happiness to people. So and so again, and I think it's just, and people will also become more physically unhealthy when they try and be something they're not.
I had a friend call me the other day who got his testosterone levels checked and they were dangerously low, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not a doctor. And
you gave great advice though.
But I just want to share the advice and want to see if you agree with it.
Let's see are you going to also...
The first thing I told him is that he needed to, this is going to sound strange. I was like, you need to go through all of your cleaning supplies and get all the bullshit out. That's all this chemical and all the fragrance, all that. I need to get it out. I said, stop wearing deodorant, stop wearing cologne, all the stuff. Number one. I said, you need to get into the gym and you need to be doing low repetition, heavy, massive weights with a trainer that pushes you past your comfort zone with somebody helping you spot and doing that low repetitions, heavy weights. So you need to get outside, take your shirt off, let the sun hit your body, run around.
I thought you were going to say you got to get outside, whip your dick out and get it sucked.
I did say that I thought that he could do some more zinc supplementation, some Fadoja and Tongat Ali for like at least 2 months on and off cycles. I said before, because the doctor was saying, hey, you need to get immediately on to TRT. And I said, you should do a lot of these things first. Also, I said, you got to get rid of like mint and peppermint and spearmint, he likes mint teas and stuff like that. So you got to get rid of all that shit. And that's what I mean. I don't know what else to do, but it's like kind of starting with that, mixed with better sleep and all that.
You hit on. You hit on what 90% of doctors don't hit on. And so again, 90% of people get better advice from you than from getting advice from most doctors. And so I think you hit on a lot of really good things. I mean, let me just mention this about TRT therapy. The fact that there are men today in their 20s and 30s, especially, getting TRT therapy. When you look at the studies, by the way, I've looked at not just one study, there are a lot of studies on this. And it's a contraceptive for men. I don't think people realize that. But if men take testosterone exogenously via an injection like that, this is why your testes shrink, you stop producing sperm and testosterone on your own in that area. And so your testosterone, your ability to have kids right then is going to go down to almost nothing. Now, some studies show after, let's say you're on it for 2 years. After about 2 years, then you might get back to close to where you were. But there's some studies showing that you're not going to get back to where you were. And if you take it too long, you'll never be able to, or for 10 years, you may never be able to have kids again. I mean, so can you imagine you're a 20-year-old, you go into your doctor and they say, take this testosterone. You don't think about it. You get to be 30 years old. You want to go and have kids. And you can't?
I actually can't imagine something similar, which we can also get into. That's what they do to women with birth control.
Let's talk about the birth control.
There's a lot of parallels in what you just said.
Before we jump to that, though,
let him finish his thought.
It's important to articulate this because a lot of young guys are not being told that. They're being told, hey, your testosterone's low.
Yeah.
Get on TRT. Without you might not be able to procreate later on if you do this. That's very dangerous. I am one of the converted that has completely changed my life, my home cleaning supplies. When Lauren first started talking about Branch Basics, I'm not going to lie, I was hesitant. I said, why do you need to change your cleaning supplies? What's the reason? Then we had Allison, the founder of Branch Basics, on this podcast. Just search that episode. Just search Allison Branch Basics Skinny Confidential and you'll find it. And I was blown away. I also found out that there's all sorts of hormone disruptors in a lot of these cleaning supplies. I recently had a friend talk about all of these terrible results he got from a hormones test. And I said, listen, you need to change your cleaning supplies. And sure enough, he was using all sorts of chemicals and stuff. So for me, when you present a better alternative, it's kind of like a duh, why would you not try it? And that's definitely the case when it comes to better cleaning supplies in the house. And I would use no other brand other than Branch Basics. Their premium starter kit replaces all of your harmful cleaning products in the home, and Branch Basics now has a new luxurious gel hand soap made with only the safest ingredients to nourish your skin. For those of you that are worried about cost, Branch Basics is extremely cost effective and replaces so many cleaning supplies in the house, so you don't have to keep buying all sorts of nasty chemical products, and these products will be able to come in and just wipe out the majority of those in the household. So give it a try. I can't imagine living in a 2024 world where we know there's better alternatives, where we know we don't have to use harmful chemicals in the house. Give Branch Basics a try. Save 15% off your starter kit or their new hand soap when you use code SKINNY at www.branchbasics.com. Again, that's code SKINNY for 15% off when you purchase a starter kit or their new gel hand soap at branchbasics.com, promo code SKINNY. Quick break to talk about AG1. Lauren and I have talked about AG1 for years. AG1 is a foundational nutritional supplement that delivers daily nutrients and gut health support. It's backed by multiple research studies, and you can trust what you're putting in your body. Some of the things that I've noticed that have changed is that my energy levels are high. I have better gut health. The dark circles under my eyes have gone away, and I just feel much better hydrating in the morning instead of spiking myself with coffee. For
women today, I think part of this is the feminist movement. Again, some people may not like some of what I have to say here, but I think that men need to feel like they're strong and they're powerful and respected in order to be healthy. And so if men don't feel that way, if they don't have a spouse or a partner or people in their life saying, you're great, like my wife is so amazing. My wife is like, I'm so proud of you. I love you. Great job. Go get him, Tiger, sort of things. But there are a lot of women who are very destructive and critical and breaking down. Now there's another side of this too, in Chinese medicine, and that for a woman to be expressing the proper amounts of progesterone and estrogen, they need to feel pursued, protected, provided for, and beautiful. And that actually helps balance those hormones out. But I think that that's a whole nother, anyway. So, I mean, a lot of times